Hello guys and welcome back to a Critical Meds cast, the Path to Glory 2v2 tournament hosted by Bronzepanic. Today we have Series 10 and it is between Team and Boats and Joes. That's Burn15 and Jamie versus dEFIANT and Latziks. I noticed there was a bit of breathing ASMR in my last series cast, so what I've done is altered the mic a little bit and hopefully I don't cut out. Let's get into it. Welcome back guys to Series 10, Game 1. And we do have Burn and Jamie versus dEFIANT and Latziks. We have Latziks in the bottom right, dEFIANT in the top right, Burn in the bottom left, Jamie in the top left. We do see a double barracks from dEFIANT, so it's going to be aggressive. We do see a double barracks from Latziks as well, so they are going to go with the early Gren aggression, which is good against Nod. You do want to be doing this. You want to force them to buy extra flamers and generally delay that strip as long as possible. The longer you delay that strip, you can go for the extra refs and war factories as well. Feel like this is a bit too blatant. He's going to get in though by looks of things. Oh, flamers do catch him off guard. You see Lats does have quite a few Grens just stationary here for now. Might be looking at using these back paths. Oh, dEFIANT losing too many Grens there for one flamer. Was a good 6 or 7. Latziks managing to get 2 Grenadiers past those minigunners. And he does get the scout that this is a 1 ref strip. Perhaps he hasn't seen the strip. Oh, he definitely has, so he knows what he's up against. He just wants to play relatively defensive. He'll probably want to get an extra barracks up. Make sure he hasn't got any comms. Flame tanks can be devastating against a GDI that is only infantry tech. dEFIANT does have an MCV scout, and he is now harassing that power. Jamie with the free ref but double hand and nod. His strip will be delayed. Latziks now defending with those minigunners. Burn taking a lot of damage on the buggies. And Jamie is going to get that counter scout with that flamer. I do apologise for any stuttering, it is the mod. It's almost like it takes a while for it to warm up, so it should only stutter a little bit in the first game and clear up after that. As you can see, it does it every now and again, so sorry about that. We do see dEFIANT playing pretty standard, free ref, war factory. He could have probably sold one of these barracks, he probably don't need 2 now. He doesn't need that increased infantry production. We also see the free ref, war factory, the Lats, but he has lost the power, so he's going to be slowed down a significant amount for a while. Right, now got his tanks. These can do good damage against buggies, he just needs to find them. Tanks this early on in the game are like sharks, especially for these buggies. Latziks trying to get the bike out of the way so a tank will assist killing these buggies, but he didn't manage to get the bike kill. Jamie and Burn do have bikes still. Jamie has managed to turret crawl this far so far, so he does control that top mid. Latziks still trying to defend this barracks out the back. He's going to eventually kill off these buggies. These bikes are doing a bit. This harvester doesn't really want to be harvesting on the top side here. You see a bit of a dive from Jamie, but dEFIANT's tank should be able to get a bit of value in here. Already 1 or 2 buggies dead. Latziks defending well, but he's only got 1 tank to deal with 3 flame tanks now. This is going to be a bit too much HP to get rid of before they get the snipe on the war factory. So all he needs to do is probably just try and let it die, so he has a bit more time to maybe get some rocket men out in the back here, or just anything to defend against these flame tanks. Burn is now up to 3 ref, and he has gone all in with the 1 strip, so these flame tanks are going to do a lot of damage. Going to be ahead in eco for now as well, because he did get that ref snipe. dEFIANT now is pushing into Jamie. These tanks can do a lot. I feel like if you just targets the bikes first, because they have the squishy unit, and then obviously get rid of the turrets, which obviously these Gren supports are going to help, but you need to get rid of the flamers. You can't let them just go for the turrets. You see a couple of engineers coming in. Ooh, very well defended by that flamer. Latziks is in a lot of trouble against these flame tanks now. There is another a batch of free, ready to come in, as well as these bikes that are now harassing the harvesters. Defiant really needs to push Jamie, but I feel like Jamie's in a good defensive position. He's not going to die too easily to this. We do see that engineer from Jamie's MCV coming across. He isn't defending this strip too well, and Defiant's going to commit to killing that strip. But I don't think he's got enough firepower for now, and Latziks is just hanging on for dear life. Defiant losing a bit too many Grens to those flamers. Burn has absolutely massacred Latziks with these flame tanks. These flame tanks are very good against buildings and infantry. Not so much heavy armour or aircraft. Thank God the flame tanks can't hit aircraft. Do see a couple of red bikes here. It would be nice for him to just snipe it with a one tank, get its value's worth, but it looks like it's going to be game over. There is a bit too much from Burn and Jamie to deal with right now, especially for two GDI players. The Burn opting for that early airstrip, harassing with some buggies, getting rid of the infantry count, scouting Latziks thoroughly, and then obviously having too many flame tanks for the War Factory tech to keep up. So Latziks was basically dead in the water there, and then obviously it became a 2v1 against Defiant, who had already been pinned down from the top mid. I don't think it was necessarily game over for him. He just didn't kill Jamie as fast as Burn killed Latziks, unfortunately. That is game 1, and it will go to Jamie and Burn. Have a look at the scoreboard.
Battle control terminated.
So as you can see, Burn did manage to catch up in eco. Even though he did go the one ref strip, he managed to catch up in eco, but it's not really comparable to Defiant and Lats, who did lose eco throughout the game. But if you see Jamie, Burn, obviously you do see the difference in eco there. Obviously that kill count is a lot of infantry being slaughtered by flame tanks. Get the building kills as well. Let's get into game 2. Here we are, guys, in game 2. It'll be interesting to see what Latziks and Defiant can do now. They are 1 point down. And this is Zodiac. We see this way too often, but it is a good map, and I do like to watch these matches. We do have Latziks and Defiant on the right, Defiant in green, Latziks in yellow. And we have Jamie and Burn on the left, Jamie in red, and Burn15 in blue. The relative movement of MCVs. Burn15 is going for what looks to be an MCV push, so we're probably going to see like a big infantry build from Burn. He's going to take that top middle. If he does cut Latziks off from this, he does greedily take this eco, but when you deploy an MCV this late, you are behind in infantry count. So if these Grens were all across the map now, I think Burn15 would be in a lot of trouble. So he has kind of got away with that. The Grens are going to scout this completely. Wondering if Lats and Defiant have learnt from that last game. Burn does like to go for the more cheese style. Can't expect this from Burn. Most people do anyway, especially if you've met him on ladder. He is known for this type of stuff, and he does it very well. Beats some of the best players doing this. So all kudos to the guy. See a big Gren ball coming across this top mid now. Latziks just holding up on against this base crawl from the nod. When you GDI, you don't really want to panic. You just want to just stop them from crawling into you by putting Grens stationary in locations where they want to build. Just keep stationary Grens just nice and spread out. Keep a good amount where they don't overwhelm you. So if you just spread these out now and just left them, you'd be fine. Make sure the flamers can't really get to your ref. And just block this off. If they go all the way around here, you've got time to react anyway. We do see Defiant coming in the back door of Burn15's MCV, and that's going to go down super fast. He's probably not going to notice because he is focusing on this forward push. So we have lost MCV. If he loses power now, he's going to be in big trouble. And looks like Defiant's going to get the power as well. The Defiant coming in clutch right now with the backdoor attack. They did calculate the situation well. And just with a few Grens have turned the tide for Latziks in this position. Needs to get rid of that turret and then the hand and nod, and he's fine up in his base area. We do see Jamie with a 3 ref strip and then 4 ref afterwards, and Defiant with a 4 ref war factory, defensive war factory. But the reinforcements of the tanks might be a little bit too late to defend these infantry up the front. You also see the Apache killing off a lot of these Grens. Latziks still just holding on against these flamers being built by Burn15, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. You can just kill Burn off right now. He pushes what infantry he has. He's gone for that 4th ref. Obviously that's going to hinder his eco for a while because he has that to defend against Burn. And we do see a big push from Defiant. There isn't much to deal with this infantry for now. There is the Apache and that one God Flamer that just got like 5 kills. And the Apache racking up 4 or 5 kills there. So that is halted just by a Flamer and an Apache. And now the tank is alone against his bike, Apache and Flamer. Latziks did get rid of the ref of Burn, so he's on limited eco. Can only build like a maximum of 8 more Flamers. And he's going to go for that cheeky half block anyway. What a champ. These tanks really now getting the value in. Kill as many buggers as I like. Squash these Flamers. But he does really need to be targeting the bikes or the turret at this point, because they will do the damage to the tanks. Might lose a power plant for no real reason. These Grens should be reacting to this. We do see the 2 War Factory TV cell all in. Looks like he's going to want to try and put as much pressure on Jamie as possible, now that he knows Burn is pretty much out of the game anyway. He's going to try and get that strip. So the tanks are diving on the strip. I'm not sure whether he's going to get it. Not with the supporting bikes and turrets. But it looks like he's just going for the dive. Get your scuba diving gear. This is going to be a good one. I've just come off a night shift and doing these, so excuse me if I just have little seizures like that every now and again. Oh, I thought we had a crash then. Thank God we didn't. Burn15 somehow still in this game. He's got some damage on that ref. Latz just, I think he's playing with his food right now. Coming in to help kill Jamie off with Defiant, but it looks like it's definitely team's game. Don't get too confused. Their actual team is called Team, so if I say team, it's Latziks and Defiant. Burn still macroing his heart out with his Flamer. Possibly his last. No, he's still got money for 2, but so incredibly low power that they build very slowly. These tanks are cruising on through now. He's going to go for the MCV. Jamie, in desperation, building rocket men just to get rid of these tanks. Which is a good counter when tanks don't have any infantry support. But this is just a game that's going to end up falling for Jamie, unfortunately. We are going to go to a 1-1 situation. You see the double war factory from Latziks now as well. But still not opting to kill Burn. You see the war factory cell as well, just to get that extra manpower from the grenadiers with the tanks. This is almost comedical, I like it. Oh, Latz has had enough. He's going to kill that hand and nod, and that will be Burn out the game. We do see now the tank push from Defiant, tank push from Latz in the north, and also a Gren flank going into the back end of Jamie's base. You see the rocket men getting squished. They are there for the anti-tank, but if they're getting squished they can't do anything else. Jamie's just got too much to deal with, and that is game. So we're even up 1-1. A very good game. I feel like the pivotal moment was Defiant getting that back door on the MCV of Burn15. Burn15 had a game plan, but obviously Latziks with a good teammate listening to what the situation was and countering correctly, so that was a game well played. Getting to game 3. And here it is, guys. Game 3 of Season 10. We have Burn15 in the top right, in the teal. Jamie in red in the bottom right, as the red. We have Defiant in the green in the bottom left, and Latziks in the yellow in the top left. The Defiant is nod this time. Everybody's nod bar Latziks. Does look like Jamie's going to get that infantry scout, which is a little bit of a mistake by Defiant there. You probably shouldn't let that get in. I feel like Latziks just got barely a scout on the MCV there. Did. That's interesting. I do see that minigunner from Jamie did get a bit too deep into enemy territory. We do see the Force Fire Flamer there. It is good in Flamer versus Flamer fights. You can turn the tide just by target firing a specific location. There are a lot of Grens coming in for that MCV dive, but Burn noticed that in time, and Flamers did get most of those Gren kills. The 3 ref from Jamie. We do see the 1 ref strip from Burn. We have 3 ref for Latziks and 2 ref strip for Defiant. So we do see a plethora of builds. We see the 3 ref strip, the 2 ref strip, 1 ref strip as well. We do see the 4th ref for Latziks now. He will be going for War Factory now. He does need the tanks to counter these earlier buggies. When you're against this 1 ref strip as GDI, you do need a lot of minigunners just to survive these early aggressions. Ryan and Jamie even count of army. Oh, never mind. Ryan was helping Latziks in the north, so he does have more, but currently on even footing with Jamie, regardless. Feel like Burn15 is overextending a little bit here. He's losing a bit too much of his early units, but he has gone Flame Tank, and Latziks doesn't have a War Factory yet. Which again, I feel like he should have made a better choice knowing this happened in game 1 on Veils of the Templars. The last thing, well, the best thing you can do now is just put an Orca pad down, or 2 Orca pads down before this MCV gets flamed to death. The Orcas can kill the Flamers, you just got to deal with everything else. Defiant is winning this battle in the middle. He has got the extra turrets in the south defending. These flame tanks are going to do far too much damage to both players. Defiant already countering the flame tank with a light tank, but fortunately the flame tanks won't die fast enough by the time they've done too much damage to the base anyway. That's why you have to make sure you counter them before they get to your base. Flame tanks definitely rack up that DPS on buildings, especially. I feel like Defiant was in a good position to take Jamie in a one-on-one fight, but Jamie now has the 2nd strip, and he has sold the MCV, so we will see an influx of vehicles, and obviously it didn't help with Defiant losing his 4th ref to that flame tank either. Looks like Latziks is pretty much out unless he does get a load of rocket men just to clear up some of these flame tanks, because Bernie's on relatively low eco, so he can't constantly keep the flame tank production up. There will just be dregs of flame tanks on the map. Obviously, because they have got a lot of health, they do stick around for quite a long time. We do see the dive now on the MCV of Defiant. His light tanks are chewing away at those flame tanks. Flame tanks aren't going to do much against that strip. He is heavily armoured. And obviously they are just going to go for the more squishy buildings now. That's 2 power plants gone in seconds. And you see Jamie finishing up that 3rd power plant. He's going to leave it though because there's too many turrets there. That's a lot of Hannah nods and turrets. He was going to try and get the crawl before the flame tanks came and ruined his day. We see an engineer there. I believe it's Latziks engineer. I feel like Burns managed to buy time for Jamie to get to this critical mass. It's now going to be the commanding force for the rest of the game. 5 ref 2 strip is very good for Nod in these type of situations. You can generally go blitzkrieg, just throw everything at them, lose as many units as you want and still come out on top as long as you're getting relevant targets. So we do see dEFIANT just trying to hold in for now. Latziks is pretty much dead. He is trying to build some infantry to kill out some of the units in the centre. I do feel it's just a matter of time now until Boats and Joes make this a 2-1 lead. I'm nearly getting the ref snipe, but I feel like it's too late anyway. That flame tank getting some nice juicy kills. All the turrets are gone for dEFIANT now. So his defences have fallen. Damn, he's dead. I think it's time to wave the white flag. Sometimes the players will chat with each other in game chat. Unfortunately, we don't get to see that in replays. That would also be comical for ladder games as well, because you do get quite a lot of salty players. There's a sell up, and there's 2 wanted Boats and Joes.
Battle control terminated.
As you can see, Jamie was the eco powerhouse in that one. As Burn opened up an earlier rush to get him into that mid game. I feel like the Achilles heel of this team is Burn15. If you do manage to get like a good rush on him, stop him from doing these shenanigans, then Jamie's going to be in a world of hurt in a 2v1 situation. dEFIANT and Lat still played well. I feel like the flame tanks just did a little bit too much damage to their bases. Obviously on a small map like that, the flame tanks are going to be a lot better choice, so a good choice from Burn15 altogether. I'll see you in game 4? Yeah, 4. Hello guys and welcome to game 4 of season 10. Series 10, sorry, not season. If it was season 10 we'd have had a lot more games by now. This is Hospital Highlands. As you can see, there's these defensive guard towers in the middle, as well as the 6 hospitals that you can capture and build off. This is probably the second time we've seen this. The first one didn't go too well. Critical Meds lost the MCV up here at one point. Obviously, Bruiser struggled to build in here and died to, I think it was Brown Puddle's Gren style build off here. Very intelligent and very well done. Hopefully we can see some of that in this game. We do have Latziks in the top right, dEFIANT in the bottom right, Jamie in the bottom left, and Burn in the top left. See, these Grenadiers taking damage to these guard towers already, and the Flamer. Guard towers are pretty ruthless. One thing about this map is you can get infantry across this bottom tile. You can get infantry across this top tile. So there is a small imbalance, but it does create balance throughout the sides of the map. So obviously different positions play differently anyway, because you have these trees on the corners, you have these rocks blocking the building path here, and top side there isn't really anything blocking you, so this arguably is the better position, obviously with the south mining refs as well. So we do see 3 ref double hand and nod from Burn, 3 ref from Jamie, a 2 ref from dEFIANT so far, and a 3 ref from Latziks. Some players crawl. You can opt to get capture this with an engineer, put a silo down and a ref. Just if you guys are wondering, you can kill both of these guard towers with 4 to 5 grand, so rather than these sitting here, they could probably kill this if you wanted to push. But other than that, they are defending him against flamers, and for Burn15, these are defending him against Grens, so sometimes it's best just to leave them where they are. You know, if someone's pushing into. We do see the 2 ref strip from dEFIANT, and he's going to crawl to the middle. That is an intelligent crawl because he can get another ref in there. So we will be 4F. There it is. Defiant. Latziks has opted for the free ref War Factory. And we see the free ref strip from Burn. Defiant pushing with his superior buggy numbers, which is the best thing he can do in this type of situation. Is you want to just take advantage of the numbers and whittle theirs down. Just keep them pinned down as long as you can. Hopefully you can get a ref pick or generally just annihilate their army through numbers. But that's generally what you got to do with the 2 ref strip intro. Latziks is now on 4F, so I think EA is on like an optimal ref count now. He probably does want to get the second War Factory, keeping him in a nice defensive position back here, so it's a lot harder for the not to dive. And obviously when War Factories are back in positions like this, minigunners are really good on defense, especially in chokes. We see Defiant getting pushed back by Jamie a little bit here. I feel like Jamie moved his army too much when he was in a good position. He did have the better concave. But here comes Defiant's reinforcing bikes. He's now silo crawling down to the south. And we do see that second War Factory from Latziks. So I wonder if he'll sell the MCV. And we do see Burn just racking up a few buggers in the back here. I don't think he wants to use them just yet. Oh, and we see a light tank. In typical Burn fashion, we can't predict what he's going to do, especially as a caster. We do see these guard towers now chewing away at Defiant's bikes. He has got that harvester. I feel like he's overstaying his welcome just a bit. We do see the guard towers eating at Jamie's units as well. He's going to lose a bike to the guard towers. I think the guard towers are going to be MVP for this game because they are getting a lot of damage. It's funny how players that build guard towers, they never really last long enough, but put NPC ones on a map and they get loads of damage. You see Jamie fighting with weakened units from the guard towers. He should probably just kill them rather than just letting his army get chewed up like that. We see Lats trying to harass that second strip. Burn did go 2 strip, 3 ref fell into light tanks. Light tanks are good against GDI as long as they're not on 2 War Factory. If they're on 2 War Factory and you're on 2 strip and you're on relative eco, the medium tanks will win. But say if you are 5 ref versus 5 ref, but the GDI only has 1 War Factory and you have 2 strip, then it's a different story. Light tanks are very good against GDI in that situation. You see one tank from Latziks trying to defend Defiant in this situation. He's taking on both Burn and Jamie's units at the same time. There is a lot of units running through. He has lost a forward ref and he is going to lose that secondary ref as well. But I feel like Burn's traded off a lot of his buggy army just for a couple of refs that may not have been that useful really. Gonna get that power though, but Defiant does have that backup power. He has 2 power plants still. And that's 6 of these tanks still doing damage. You see Defiant losing a few buggies down here. He does have a nice army still. Maybe not quite. He does have the 5 ref strip. But he don't quite have as much units as Defiant for now. They have been trading him off for the eco of Defiant. Nice little concave there from Defiant on the low ground. Also going to go for Jamie's harvester. He's going to get it pinned in that corner, which is smart. I think it's going to die fast because it has stopped moving. Like another one's going to get pinned in there. See Latziks with the tanks now. They are accumulating numbers. And I feel like Burn and Jamie are both trying to get rid of Defiant's army count. It is pretty big now. Taking a good fight with this concave as well. Jamie can't really do much in this situation. We do see the medium tanks tune up the light tanks now in the middle. Latziks opting to go for the harvester rather than the light tanks. See Jamie now down to 4 ref, but perhaps for some reason these harvesters have completely forgot about this tib and have harvested north. But we do see pretty much all of Jamie's harvesters are dead. Yeah, they are. All the harvesters are dead, so he doesn't have no more income unless he buys a harvester from the rip. We have a look at the kill count. Defiant is steaming off in the lead. I do feel like these guard towers have kind of gatekeeped him. Obviously, as Jamie's units have passed through here to attack, they've been shot up and weakened, and it doesn't make a massive difference in these firefights. Defiant's houses now coming and stealing Latziks resources. But I think there's just too much for Jamie and Burn to deal with now. These medium tanks do counter the light tanks in number. Defiant just have the superior amount of buggies. Managed to roll over Jamie there. Very well played game by Defiant and Latz. Latziks playing the solid 3-ref 2-strip. It is very good. As long as you go 3-ref 1 barracks into 2 war factories as fast as possible. You want these tanks coming out a bit earlier than this. Obviously it was stalled by the amount of barracks and power plants he has. A cheeky little ref block there, but that is game 4, and it goes to team. Brought it back up to 2-2, which is interesting because that means we're going to get adjacent battles, which is the decider map, for 2 series in a row.
Battle control terminated.
We have a look at the scoreboard. Look, all the ecos relatively even, but Defiant there pretty much getting as many kills as every other player combined, minus a few. Very well played from Defiant there. But also very well played from the guard towers that didn't die all game and just got an insane amount of damage. Let's get into that decider map. Here we are in game number 5 of Series 10. As you can see, adjacent battles. Everybody spawns in the centre with their MCV. And everybody has to move to where they get to. See what happens. We have Burn going off by himself. Smart move. We've got all 3 MCVs going in one direction. Jamie does have the opportunity to deploy first, so he's going to be a bit of a danger for both Latz and Defiant. I wants to worry that the Hand and Nod doesn't come up here and get an engineer out. Jamie could just build an engineer and take out Latziks TV, but he didn't go engineer first, unfortunately. But he is going to get the MCV snipe. Latziks. Just see a plethora of flamers coming out. Latziks went for the engineer. He's going to get the MCV. Jamie does get the selling time, but he is now stuck on infantry tech. Same as Latziks. And yeah, Latziks had to sell the barracks for the counter engineer. And what? This is a 4 Apache build. It is banned in the rules, but Burn15 is going to go for it. It is banned in the rules, guys. There is a rule set for this series. Fortunately, the 4 Apache MCV snipe is a banned rule, unfortunately for Burn. So what he has done, technically, is forfeited the match for his team, which is kind of a sad ending. Obviously, he hasn't read the rules. Obviously, in these type of situations, you do panic. You do want to go for this type of build to help your teammate. But I feel like even if it had just gone strip, he'd have been able to win this game, because Jamie doing a very good job by himself just to deal with Defiant and Latziks in this type of situation. But like I've said in previous series, whoever deploys first has the advantage. So maybe Latziks probably shouldn't have deployed right next to Jamie. He should have probably gone a bit further down here. Let Defiant and Jamie have a bit of a tussle. And then obviously Latz would have been able to build up. This has automatically disqualified this game. So it will go 3-2 team. Of course, they still get their 2 points from the other 2 matches, but they will lose the series 3-2. Obviously, the players are probably telling him now that that's the issue, that he's broken some rules, and obviously going to have to forfeit the match. Why we see inactivity from Burn now. See the money of Latziks. He did end up with more money than he started with, which is quite funny. It's interesting because Burn's gone like 1 ref strip builds the entire time, and the one time where he would have just done it anyway and won the game, and he ended up going for the 4 Apache build. He could have technically gone 3 Apaches and it would have still been allowed, but there is a specific rule: you cannot 4 Apache someone's MCV. Because obviously it kind of ruins games like this. It is considered quite broken, especially in the hands of well-trained players. But yeah, team will take that 3-2.
Battle control terminated.
So I feel like team got a lucky break there with Burn obviously making a mistake, going for the 4 Apache build. Had he done anything else, I think they'd have probably took that game 3-2. So obviously, small mistake, but they only lose 1 map, so it's not a big deal. But thanks guys, thanks for watching. This was Series 10. I will get onto Series 11 soon. See you next time. Goodbye. See ya.